Now that your trees are leafing out, you need to start worrying about insects that can strip the leaves off your seedlings and starve them of the nutrients that make them flourish. The first pest we ran into was something called winter moth. Winter moth comes out early in the spring and they lay their eggs on any edible leaves in the area. When these eggs hatch, the little caterpillars will strip your young trees of every bit of leaves practically overnight. When your orchard is more mature, your trees can take a little bit of chewing here and there, but as saplings they need all the greenery they can get. My first reaction was to get a hold of a local nurseryman friend, and he suggested spraying neem oil to kill off the little buggers. Spraying seedlings down in the bottom of the tubes is very hard to do, and removing each tube to get the leaves covered was an impossible task. Monitor the trees carefully for days, and after spraying and more leaves were disappearing each day, it turns out that it takes a week or so for the neem oil to make the pests sick. In that week, the caterpillars had some trees completely stripped off of every leaf and many others nearly cleaned off. At this point, I needed to find something that works faster. 7 was the answer. With a jug of 7 powder, I sprinkled very little down the top of each tube, and overnight it killed the little buggers and saved the rest of our trees. You have to be ready to deal with whatever comes your way. Fortunately, there are not a lot that can do harm to your chestnut trees. There are far more beneficial insects in your orchard than destructive. If you plan on going all natural in your orchard, then neem oil and other products will help. But if you want quick results and decent protection, products like 7 will help you out. Just a slight breath of 7 dust down each tube whenever pests show up will take care of them almost anything. The only other pest we have encountered so far of any significance is Japanese beetles. Japanese beetles can make a mess of your leaves, but they seem to mostly attack the foliage outside the tubes, and very little actually in the tubes. For this reason, switching to 7 spray worked best, as applying dust to the leaves above the tubes was very difficult. It was interesting to see that the Japanese beetles would make a mess of some chestnut varieties, but they would not touch others just a few feet away. Whatever pest you encounter, 7 dust or spray will likely help you, but you want to use it sparingly because it does kill off some beneficial insects. Another thing about 7 is you do have to regularly reapply it after every heavy rain to stay ahead of whatever pests you encounter.